the vegans wouldn't be happy I was using beef tallow, but the vegans can take two and call me in the morning. So don't get scared of the word vegan if you see it on any of this. That doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. All right, back to hating vegans. Let's go. Get hyped. Get hyped. Get hyped. Haha, I figured that out earlier. When I was doing that, makes it rain. Absolutely crazy. Let's freaking go, guys. The ultimate G's guide to grooming. I'm going to get really in depth on this one. This is a topic that not everyone talks about because everyone has their own private life, their own grooming life. But really, if you want to be a G, if you want to be professional, there's some things that you need to do. And in order to take care of yourself that a lot of people don't really think of or don't know about. So I'm going to cover all of that here today, starting off with a story. Funny story. In 6th grade, I wanted to be one of the big boys, and so I took out a razor, and I was like, I'm going to shave the little peach fuzz on my face. I barely had any of that, but I was like, nah, that's what men are supposed to do. So I was like shaving, and then I cut the edge of my cheek. It started bleeding, and it wouldn't stop bleeding, and I had to like hold my finger there, and I was embarrassed. You know, I didn't want to see my family. I didn't want to go to school, but I had to go to school. I had this big old cut on my cheek. It wasn't like super big, but it was like kind of thick, and it was just, yeah, it wasn't ideal. And I had a little girlfriend in 6th grade too. Her name was Lexi, and I was like, oh no, Lexi's gonna think I'm a freaking idiot. I was like, okay, I can cover this up. Not really, because it's just a big old scab on it now, but I just kind of had to go to school. I couldn't cover it up. I'm not gonna wear makeup. I'm a little 6th grader. I'm not going to go ask my mom, like, how do I fix this? It's just, I messed up, got to own up to it. Went to school. I was like, okay, maybe I can make it through the whole day. I was being optimistic. Maybe I can make it through the whole day without anyone noticing anything or saying anything, and just by acting cool, like acting like nothing's even there. Just being like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you know, just, I don't know. Just, trip. I got in a fight. You should see the other guy, right? Just act like nothing's there. I get into school. Literally the first thing before school even starts, before the bell rings, my friend Josiah, he was like, did you cut your face trying to shave? You don't even have any facial hair. And I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so bad. My girlfriend's gonna think I'm an idiot. So I was like, no, I wasn't trying to shave. Yeah, I was trying to shave. Fuck. Okay. And so I avoided her all day. I was like sat on the other side of the classroom when we were reading, and like I would go and like play the little computer game instead of like going to talk to her. And at recess, I like just like took a walk around the fence. I was like, no, I'm just trying to get some exercise, instead of playing tetherball or kickball or whatever we did. And at the end of the day, she's like, why were you avoiding me all day? And I was like, I tried shaving. I cut my cheek. I didn't want to embarrass myself. And she's like, I wish you would have just talked to me because I missed you today. And I was like, really? And she gave me a little peck on the cheek, and that's how the day ended. And so I was worried about nothing, but maybe because I was worried, that got me the peck on the cheek. So that was my intro to grooming as a prepubescent. But that's a little story. Getting into this stuff now, I've obviously figured out lots of other techniques to make sure that doesn't happen, and get into the whole realm of the G's Guide to Grooming. So here we go. First things first. Why should you care as a man? Or why should you change your current process? Why should you care about grooming at all? And I would typically agree with you if we lived in a men's utopia. If we lived in a society with no females or no need to impress women or anything like that, just a bunch of men living together, grooming doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I mean, like, yeah, keep yourself like smelling good and like clean-ish, right? But guys don't really care. But that's not the world that we live in. We are inherently lazy, but in order to get girls and impress girls, we have to focus on our grooming. We have to make sure that we're clean, we're cut, and we're doing everything correctly. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. That's why I'm making this video. We inherently as men have juvenile tendencies. We want to stick with what we know. Even women as well. Like, we don't like change as humans, just in general. We like to figure out, like, if you go in the same classroom that you sat in yesterday, you want to sit in that same seat, right? We want to use the same things we've always used because we're comfortable with it, even though there's really no barrier to change. It's just natural, right? But we all have these juvenile tendencies to kind of just stick with what we were doing growing up, stick with the first thing that we got, And as I've learned over the years, a lot of the stuff that we were told to do a long time ago aren't actually the optimal thing to do. And this is due to the marketing. We all fell for all of the marketing in every single aspect of life. Men and women, we all fell for the marketing, but we didn't see through the fact that the whole point of marketing is just to sell. It's not that they have our best interest in mind. It's just because they have a celebrity on there saying, "Hey, I use this," doesn't mean that that it's good or anything like that. I don't know if a lot of you remember Justin Bieber was a big advocate of that acne freaking process. I forget what it's called. Is that like big acne cleanse? You had like 5 different things that has a million chemicals in it. Like, yeah, it burns your acne off because it freaking burns your skin off and messes up everything. So typically you want to stay away with a lot of things with chemicals. We'll get into that. But really the marketing is just to make sales, and the sales keep you in the loop because they're using a bunch of chemicals. That's why they actually work. There are ways to fix all this without smothering yourself in chemicals. I will get into that. But these chemicals, if you don't change, mess with your hormones. That's why everyone's freaking depressed these days. We're eating bad food. We're rubbing bad things into our skin. Our skin is one of the most absorbent things in the world, and we're rubbing all these chemicals and all these ingredients that we don't even understand, and it's eventually going to kill us and lead us to an early death. That's just the fact of the matter. Otherwise, it wouldn't matter, right? If it didn't affect our health at all, it wouldn't matter. But it does, therefore it will. And this is why we all need to make a change as high value men. Geez, anyone watching this, this probably isn't relevant to any females, but you can look if you want and send it to your brother or whatever, your boyfriend. In general, less is going to be more. So the less ingredients, the less things that you don't recognize, the better. Anything you don't recognize in an ingredient is probably bad. There are exceptions, like things that they put into soap to make it kind of like expand and stuff like that I just don't know the scientific terms for them. But typically anything with like acid or like anything, like it's just bad for you, right? Most of those things are bad for you. So just if it's like with food, if you look in the ingredient list and it's not just like chicken, like what else is there that you're putting into your body that you don't understand, these things that you're literally ingesting? You need to care about these things. And in general, you will be more well-groomed and you will be cleaner and you will have a better presence if you just do the basics. Eat clean, drink water, get sun, reset your circadian rhythm so that your hormones reset, right? Just make sure you're doing the basics first. Then you can fix all the other stuff. But if you're not doing this stuff, that's like someone saying that they're super sad. And it's like, well, have you gone to the gym this week at all? Because that's definitely going to help reset your hormones. So yeah, your hormones are probably messed up if you haven't been in the gym ever, like in the past year, right? You probably will be sad because we were not made for that. So just do the basics, go to the gym, eat clean, drink water, get sun, circadian rhythm, reset, everything like that. And grooming is not a big time investment. I'll say this up front. It's not a huge time investment. As men, we're like, there's so many things. Like girls take like 2 hours to get ready. That's why I don't do anything. If you do all these little things, it really doesn't add up. It shouldn't take that long. And it's not gay. It's not gay to take care of yourself, even if, some of the things you feel like maybe are a little girly, like it's not gay. You're just taking care of yourself. It's actually the opposite. It's called being a G. It's called being a man, a professional, and making sure everything is clean cut, sharp, right? Taking care of yourself. So without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, your shower. This is a point in time where you're absorbing a lot of things because the hot water is going to make your skin super susceptible to absorption. You're using all these shampoos and soaps and conditioners and freaking lotions and smotions and a million different things with a million different chemicals that you don't know what the fuck they are, and you're putting them on your skin and it's absorbing them straight into your bloodstream, straight into your body. None of it's good. You want to stick to the basics. Like I said, less is more. So body wash, use something simple. I've experimented with a few different things. I've experimented with coconut oil, with beef tallow, with olive oil, just the basic stuff. Right now I'm using olive oil, but anything with like chemicals, like most body wash, like is terrible for you. Just get a clean, simple ingredient soap bar with some essential oils or something like that. I'll just put the one that I use up here. and leave it at that. Just wash your body, hydrate your skin a little bit. You don't need a million different chemicals. You don't need, throw away your freaking degree body wash, this just goop that you seep onto your skin and rub it all over yourself. It's disgusting. Look at the ingredients list. It's disgusting. Stay natural. We know this by now. Like, this is becoming a mainstream thing. Shampoo, you don't need to use shampoo if you use a good body wash, because you can just rub that olive oil on your head, right? Or something like that. And it's going to do the exact same thing. You don't need you're programmed to think that you need a separate shampoo from your body wash because they want to sell you more things. You're programmed to think that you need a conditioner after your shampoo separate from your body wash because they want to sell you 3 different things, so you pay triple the price. Now, I'm not saying get a really, really cheap 3 or 5 or 20 in one, but if you use natural things, then it should all do the same good there's no difference between your skin and there is a difference between your skin and your scalp, but it all is like part of your body and you'll get benefits. So if you want, you can use tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is really good. Something very simple with some tea tree oil and a shampoo. You can experiment with some coconut oil. I just rub my body wash olive oil on my head, and that gives my scalp what it needs. I don't even do that every time either. Like, you think you need to use shampoo every day, again, because they want you to run out of your shampoo, so they get recurring revenue, so you buy more. You don't need to. It's actually terrible for you if you use shampoo every day, because your hair needs some of those oils to stay in. So every couple days, give it a quick wash or something like that. Just the main theme of this whole entire video is going to be make sure you're using natural ingredients. So you don't have to use olive oil soap if you don't want to. I've experimented with a bunch of different things. Just make sure that whatever you are using is natural, simple ingredient, just simple. Conditioner, again, they just want you to buy something separate unless it's needed. There is some conditioner that gives your hair some good things, but again, you don't have to use it every day. Just like once in a while, just to rejuvenate what you need. And then, guys, I can't believe I have to say this. I didn't even think this was serious. I saw a tweet that was like some girl, what was it? I can't remember really, but it was some girl saying that she didn't understand how guys didn't use like scrubbers or like loofahs in the shower, and they just use their hand. And I was like, this has to be a joke tweet. There's no way. And then I asked a couple people, and they're like, yeah, I just use like my hand and just rub the soap on, or just like the body wash on, and then I'm done. I'm like, no, dude. There's literally dead skin on your body that's just sitting there. You need to use a loofah or a scrubber to scrub all of it off. And you need to change that loofah often because you're literally scrubbing this dead skin off. Take the inside of your knuckles right here on the pads, rub them together really fast. You'll see all this dead skin that just appears from your hand, even if they're clean. That is dead skin, and that is all over your body. You can't just take body wash, goop it onto your hand, and rub it around. Then you're just ingesting chemicals literally for no reason. You're getting no cleaner, and you're smelling like flowers for no reason. So use a loofah, use a scrubber, invest in something that you can actually get the job done and clean yourself. We have these things available. They didn't hundreds of years ago. Now we do. Grooming the garden. All right. Guys, I would just recommend Manscaped. Like, everyone's like, I don't know what to use, like, blah, blah, blah. Just, it has everything it needs. It doesn't nick you very much. That's what I'd recommend. If you have something that you like, then that's great. But that gives you everything you need. And this is just my personal opinion, but I think that there's a point in someone's life, in a man's life, where it doesn't need to be completely clean. You want to keep it trimmed, but keep some there. It's very masculine, and just upkeep it that way. Also, the opposite is very important. You have to actually keep it groomed and keep it clean and kept, bro. Like, even if you're not getting laid right now, like, you got to just take care of yourself, man. You can't just let it go crazy. We're not living in the freaking 60s or 70s right now. Like, make sure it's clean, trimmed, I don't have to go into this too much, but be smart, okay? And then huge water filter. I would recommend the Pristine Hydro, but just get a water filter that filters out chlorine specifically, but also more than chlorine, because there's so much chlorine in our water and our chemicals and in the tap water and the water lines that run into our house that we're just oozing onto our head and pouring onto our body and soaking up and absorbing into our skin, and we're just absorbing more chlorine. This feeds into another health thing, which is our lack of consistent iodine and things like this, but halogens, I'll get into that in another video. Other people in Lifestyle Ascension know what I'm talking about. But basically, chlorine is not very good for you, and you don't want it on your body, and you're showering with it every single day after you warm up your skin. So get a water filter. This is the one I recommend. It's about $250, something like that. Get a good one. Don't skimp on the price. Make sure it's filtering for everything, and just attach it to your shower. I promise you, you will feel more refreshed, and it will be worth it. So after you get out of the shower, what do you do? It doesn't have to be after the shower, but when you're talking about your face, this is the moneymaker, right? This is the pretty part of everything. So you want to make sure it's constantly hydrated, and you don't want it to be dull. You want it to glow, because this is usually people's first impression of you: teeth, face, smile, everything like that. I use Australian emu oil periodically before I go to bed, so that helps to get the oils that I need on my face and keep it hydrated. Keep your hair trimmed. I shouldn't have to say this, but for the hairier of us, hair grows in your ears, nose. Some men are just like that. So make sure it's trimmed, right? Make sure your nose and your eyebrows are kept, right? You don't have to freaking get your eyebrows done, but make sure you don't have a unibrow. Make sure it's like take the time to take care. It doesn't take that long. Maybe once every month, once every 2 weeks, something like that. There's little tools that you can use. There's like a nose hair tool, or like an edge hair tool, right, that you can just get. It's like $10 or whatever, one-time investment. For eye bags, there's a very relevant topic to a lot of people, because a lot of people have these eye bags. First things first, sleep, right? Circadian rhythm. We've been over this in other videos. Make sure circadian rhythm is good. But the point of why the eye bags exist is because these muscles never get worked out, basically, and they just it just holds. It just holds all of the it pools all the blood, and it just holds. That's what it does, and it never gets worked out. So massage these periodically just to work out these muscles a little bit. It doesn't hold that, so it can actually keep structure. With aging, they just naturally decline. One thing you can do to remineralize everything is use some beef tallow. Really good. I'd recommend it. It just remineralizes everything into your skin that it needs, and it makes it glow. There's some things that may or may not work in like the mainstream with a bunch of chemicals that I've tried. Actually, I have for sure tried one thing that works-ish, but I stopped using it because it has a bunch of chemicals, and I don't want to rub that into my face, let alone my eyes, every single day. So beef tallow is what I'd recommend. Good sleep is what I'd recommend. And yeah, resetting your circadian rhythm. So face wash, use something with like aloe vera or olive oil. Just do your own research. Again, make sure there's no chemicals in it or anything like that. I use something called H2O by Biome, but they're currently not selling it. It's on their website, so I don't know what I'm going to do after that next. Big point here, acne. I don't get acne when I don't eat seed oils. This is shocking. If you guys don't know what seed oils are, it's in all of our processed foods. They're trying to kill us. We've known this. Watch my other videos. Blah, blah, blah. If I don't eat seed oils, I stop getting acne. It's crazy how that works, but experiment with it. Eat clean for a week. Only chicken, like just super clean for a week, and then see what happens with your acne. Because instead of fighting it and putting a Band-Aid on it like Justin Bieber tries to do and putting a bunch of chemicals on it and burning your face, unless it's like really bad. Like obviously there's some people that have like just really bad acne. It's like a medical thing. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just the occasional pimples and stuff like that. Stop eating seed oils, and typically they stop popping up. I usually get them up here, which looks super unprofessional and red and childish and sophomoric. So that's what I'd recommend, and I think it works. It's worked for me, at least. Same thing. Keep your face clean. Use a separate towel for your face than you do for anything else, for your body, for your hands. Just do these things. It's super simple, but it's like you wash your hands that you just used to go to the bathroom with, and then you wipe it on your face. Like as men, like we don't think about that too much, but it's like just at least your face, bro. At least take care of your face. That's it. For your head and your hair, real G's get weekly haircuts. And I know for those of you living in the US full time, that's a lot of money. So you have two solutions here. Make more money or move out of the US. Or change it to bi-weekly is probably the most of what you want. But if you're not growing out your hair, get weekly haircuts, bi-weekly at the most, or find a place to get cheaper haircuts. My haircut's like $10 in Mexico, 10, $15, as opposed to like 40, 50 here. It's absolutely crazy. I'm not going to Great Clips, so right. I'm gonna get a haircut. I'm not just going to go into Great Clips. So I'm gonna spend $40 on a good haircut if I'm here, which is the price of one haircut every single week in Mexico. I feel better when I get haircuts. You feel cleaner, you have more energy, and it's just overall better. So make that a priority, make more money, or experiment with moving outside the US. If you want to make sure that your hair stays strong, I'd recommend argan oil. You can look into it and do your own research on that, but that's what I'd recommend. I wouldn't recommend any like products, again, any chemicals or anything like that. This will help. Is it gay? Fellas, is it gay to use a hairdryer? So, disclaimer, I don't use a hairdryer because I don't need to for my hairstyle. But what I will say is I have in the past with other hairstyles, and it actually does give you a specific look and a different hairstyle. So don't think just because you see in the media with the salons and the girls and the hair dryers and everything like that it's only a female item. Like you can use a hair dryer and not be gay if it gives you the certain look on your hair. So I would experiment with that once or twice and see what it does to your hair, because maybe you look way better doing that. And it's just something that you do for like 3 minutes after you hop out of the shower. It's not that big of a deal. A lot of people as well, this is huge. A lot of people have what's called, I remembered how to say this a long time, seborrheic dermatitis. I'm just going to pretend that's right. A lot of people have seborrheic dermatitis. And what that is that's basically like flakes coming out of your head. It's like not exactly dandruff or like anything like that, but it like kind of is. It's just like you have a super dry scalp. It stems from a gut problem. So that's a whole different concept. And I haven't actually, I have this and I haven't actually solved it. So I will keep you updated if I do solve that. But I went to the dermatologist and they said a lot of people have this. I forgot what it was. Maybe like 30% of people have this. And it's because of the food we eat, guys. But anyway, I've had this for a long time. It's just natural. It's just something that happens. And they gave me this, this chemical thing to rub on my head. And it actually did work. It got rid of it, but then it came back when I stopped using it. So I was like, okay, I'm just putting a Band-Aid on what is a deeper issue. And so I'm not going to do that anymore because I don't want to rub these chemicals on my head forever and ever and ever. If it was just to get rid of it and it was gone, then okay, I'd do that. But I'm not going to do that forever. So one thing I did find is this thing called Dermazine. I'm not affiliating for anything that I'm promoting here, by the way. I'm just telling you my experience. This has helped me and it's very natural. But it's not perfect and it doesn't actually get rid of it either. So I'm still experimenting with this, but I know some of you have this problem, just because it's so popular, especially in the West with everything. And I just want you to know it does stem from a gut issue. So I'm working on solving that, and I will keep you updated on that. Don't feel like it's only you, because I did. All right, shaving. Let's go. Almost everything you use to shave is not the right thing. We were all fooled by the Gillette commercials with the 5 blades and the diagram and the super clean, animated thing. Throw away your 5 blade. 5 blades are a scam. It doesn't actually do anything good or anything better for your face, and it actually is arguably worse because it cuts it like a few different times and then it causes ingrown hairs and it doesn't actually do what it's supposed to do. So, the 5 blades are a scam. Your shaving cream is a scam. Your Gillette razor is a scam. Everything is a scam. Don't listen to any of the marketing. Just take it and throw it all away right now. I'm going to tell you what to get. You want to get a safety razor, or if you're super bold, or a straight razor. Like what they see in the barbershops and stuff like that. That's so G, bro. Imagine being with a girl and she walks in the bathroom, you got shaving cream on your face, and you're using a straight razor instead of a really freaking dumb Gillette 5 blade, that's super soy. Straight razor is straight G. So if you can, experiment with the straight razor. It is easier to cut yourself, so just keep that in mind. Safety razor is pretty hard to cut yourself unless, if you do it properly. It's just the one blade thing. If you guys don't know what a safety razor is, look it up. It just has one blade. It's replaceable. The blades are super cheap. They're like a penny each or less. And yeah, you just use a safety razor, and then maybe once in a while a straight razor to get kind of good at it and look like a G. Maybe if you're on a date, wake up in the morning, take a shower, wanna impress the lady, something like that. In order to apply the shaving butter or shaving cream, you're going to need a badger hair brush and a bowl, and then specific shaving cream. You don't want to use the one that you just rub on your face and it like bubbles up. Just actually put the work in. I know it's an extra step, but you look like a G this way, and it's just better for you. So I use Proraso. Yeah, I said that right. Proraso. But anything natural. And then you scoop it up, you put it in a bowl, you stir it around with the badger hair, and then you apply it. It's like what you see at the old barbershops. They did it this way for a reason, before TV was a thing and marketing was a thing. So that's how you look like a G, and that's how you feel like a G, and that's how you actually shave like a G with taking care of your skin at the same time. Now, some people have really sensitive areas, so if you need to, you can use a electric shaver. I use it like maybe for my neck area, just because it's just prone to razor burn if I use an actual blade. So I just use Philips Norelco. That's what I'd recommend. But don't be afraid just to to put in this extra work to actually look good without the razor burn, because it's just not professional if you're going around with a bunch of razor burn. So, and then use hydrating aftershave. Don't get the scent aftershave like the Home Alone, stuff like that. Like, use hydrating aftershave, because that's what your skin needs after you shave. Duh. But again, the marketing, the smell good. You don't need to smell good on your freaking face if you have, a naturally good scent and cologne on, stuff like that. You don't need it. They make you think you need it. Just get an aftershave that's actually hydrating. Maybe just a face lotion or something like that. Like what I set up here. Teeth. Take care of your teeth. Your teeth are the first thing that people notice on the first impression of you. You've seen the dentist ad. It was like, what's the first thing you notice about this guy? And he had a missing tooth. And he's like, you didn't even notice that he had like 10 fingers on one hand or something like that, right? That's what the ad. And it's true. People look at your face, and more specifically your smile, your teeth. Make sure they're straight. Get braces if you need them. Take the time. Get veneers if you really want them. I wouldn't recommend that if you can fix it naturally. I like everything to be fixed naturally, but I have a couple friends with veneers, and they swear by them. I don't know what that's going to be like when they're old, but we'll see. Use a bamboo soft bristle manual toothbrush. It's just going to be this long. It's going to be bamboo. Okay, so you're not putting plastic in your mouth, and it's a soft bristle, so you're not scrubbing your gums, keeping it super unhealthy. It's going to be a soft bristle bamboo natural toothbrush. That's what you're going to use. Not one of those, marketed, again, like electric toothbrushes. It's going to be a manual one. Put in the extra work. It's fine. You'll live. And then put a cover on it. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of you who don't, shut the toilet when you flush, all of those toilet germs are getting everywhere in your bathroom. Literally everywhere. I don't know. I think Mythbusters did something on that or something. I saw a graphic of it somewhere. But when you flush a toilet and you don't close the lid, everything in the bathroom is going everywhere. So first of all, close the lid. I know girls like to say that too. I'm on the girl side on this one because that's gross. Especially on your toothbrush. I'm putting that in my mouth. No way, bro. So to use extra protection, I'm putting a toothbrush cover on my toothbrush, and it's really cheap. It's just this little plastic cover that clips onto the end, and that keeps it safe from anything, any germs, anything that comes up. So I would definitely make that investment if you don't want to be putting those germs into your mouth twice a day. And then toothpaste is huge. You want it to be fluoride free. Fluoride no bueno. Fluoride equals bad brain health. My uncle's a dentist. He would not agree with this, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Fluoride's bad. It's not good for your brain. Maybe once a year at a teeth cleaning, but toothpaste twice a day, no way. So use fluoride-free, chemical-free, natural toothpaste. I use No BS, which is also knobs, which is also funny because they're like these little they look like little pills, but when you chew them and you start brushing, it expands into like toothpaste. So they look like these tiny little pills that you just chew on. That's what I use. That's what I'd recommend. And it's not going to last you as long as normal toothpaste, so you have to get a new one every month or 3 months, however much you get, but it's worth it. It's worth the investment. It's not going to be cheap as normal toothpaste, but you don't want to be using Crest. You don't want to be using any of that stuff, bro. That's terrible stuff for you. It's just mainstream because it's mainstream. If you want to be a G, if you want to be, you stand out, you need to not do the mainstream stuff. Oh, dude, that's the worst typo I could ever hope to do. Straw wheat floss pick is what I was aiming for there, so just ignore that. I freaking hate typos, so I can't believe I did that. I'm very anal about typos, but straw wheat floss picks, obviously fluoride free, and then it's gonna be better for you. You're not rubbing the plastic inside of your gums either. You're using the straw wheat, and you want to do that like. I still don't know whether you should do it once a day or once every couple days because some people say it's really bad for your gums. I typically just do it like once a day, like maybe after a meal or just whenever I think about it, honestly. So I'm just constantly keeping the insides of my teeth clean. So if no food gets stuck in there, so it keeps your gums healthy, stuff like that. Huge one, tongue scraper. I don't know if you know what a tongue scraper looks like. This little thing you like clamp and you can scrape everything off your tongue. When you look at it, you'll think it's disgusting. You'll be like, that was on my tongue? That is the cause of a lot of people's bad breath. Gut issues first, but also just the residue that's left in your mouth on your tongue causes a lot of bad breath. So scrape your tongue at least once a day to get rid of all of the stuff and all of the gunk that's just sitting on there. You'll know what I mean once you use it. Get a tongue scraper. That's a freaking hack that I did not know about until someone told me about it. And for teeth whitening, I would, if it's bad, I drink coffee a lot. So like it's bad. My teeth like aren't super white. They're not pirate yellow, but it's not like I wish they were whiter. I would get them professionally done. This is just something that I would go mainstream on. Everything else, all of the teeth whitening, like toothpaste and strips, like they're just negligible. They don't really like do anything crazy unless you guys have a different opinion or different experience. But I've tried them. They don't really work. The freaking glow things are a scam in my opinion. I don't know, but I would just get them whitened professionally. They'll improve it by like 3 to 5 to 8 degrees, and you can just do that every once in a while, every couple of years or something like that. You don't have to implement it in your routine or anything like that. For deodorant, big thing is aluminum. Everyone knows at this point that aluminum leads to Alzheimer's. So this is another thing that we're just rubbing into our skin, one of the most absorbable places on our body, under our armpits, and we're rubbing aluminum and chemicals and heavy metals and lead into our skin. So stop doing that. Throw away your degree deodorant and get a Thai crystal stick is what I'd recommend. It's scentless, and it just stops all the scent, and it looks like this little like crystal salt stick that you rub under your armpits, and it doesn't have a scent, but it stops your body odor. So I think this works really well. This is what I would recommend. Now, for some people who sweat more, some people who are naturally more, have more BO, then you just want something with a clean scent. You could also get a magnesium deodorant as well. Just make sure the scent and the ingredients are super clean because a lot of them aren't. So if you do get something that's scented because you need that, totally fine. You can just go to the local health store and they'll have everything that you need. Whole Foods has some good stuff, but like go to there should be a mom and pop health shop close to you. They'll have pretty much everything I've mentioned. And then if it does say vegan, don't get scared. This is one of the cases and this kind of stuff, this grooming stuff, where the word vegan shouldn't make you throw up. That's typically a good thing if it says vegan. That's the one thing the vegans got right is staying away from a lot of the chemicals. Now the vegans wouldn't be happy as using beef tallow, but the vegans can take two and call me in the morning. So Don't get scared of the word vegan. If you see it on any of this, that doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. All right, back to hating vegans. Scent. Cologne, essentially. The first thing I'll say is I don't like using lots of cologne anymore because they're not natural, again. And so when you're sniffing all of this cologne all day for every time you apply it or for 8 hours at a time or for whatever, it's not like all of that is going into your body. You don't think that it is, but it is, and it's not typically ideal. But I understand that sometimes we want to smell nice. We're going out on a date. Got to use some nice scented cologne. It's fine. Just as a general rule of thumb, I wouldn't load up or put it on every single day if you don't need to. If you are going to use cologne, don't use anything that's mainstream. Make sure you're standing out. Don't use freaking Polo Black or search like the most popular colognes and stay away from all of them, right? Get something that actually makes you stand out. So you're a professional, so you're G, and spend the money that you need to in order to stand out. Okay, just make more money. I like Creed Aventus. Is a classic, and it smells fantastic. It smells super professional. There's a couple other mainstream ones that smell pretty good. Sorry, not mainstream. Designer ones that smell pretty good. Also, Creed Irish Tweed. It has a little bit of a different twing to it. Some people don't like it, but the way I imagine it is Creed Aventus is like what you would wear to like a club or like a nice sexy dinner date or something like that. Irish Tweed is what you would wear like if you're like maybe older and scruffier and like forest and like, you know, just part of the earth. But it smells good, I think, at least. And then if you're on a budget but you want a variety, because cologne does get expensive, here's a hack that I found out in like high school. You can go on Amazon or on some designer websites and you can get like little testers. And I don't know if it's still on Amazon, but at one point I went on Amazon and I got like a 30 pack of testers. So I was getting all these designer colognes just like in very, very tiny vials. And so I could rotate them every single day and smell fantastic. And it costs like 10 or 20 bucks. Super easy. So that's a hack for a lot of you. Hands. It's important to take care of your hands, and I'm going to be a hypocrite here. I'll tell you why. Because I bite my nails. Don't bite your nails. It's bad. It looks terrible. Your nails look so bad. It's just a habit that I've had forever, and I've been trying to kick it. I've kicked it and then came back, freaking relapsed. Don't bite your nails because it just looks super gross, bro. It looks nasty. You need to look professional. Imagine you're in a business meeting. You're in the professional suit, professional tie. You've taken all the other grooming tips, and then your hands just look freaking mangled. Like, it's good if your hands look manly, but, like, dude, you know, I gotta stop. Don't bite your nails. That's not good. The second iteration of fellas is this gay is going to be for manicures. Most of you are nodding your head yes, manicures are gay. I would tend to agree with you, and I don't blame you if you think that, but I don't think that it's a bad thing to get a manicure as a guy. If you're uncomfortable with it, like, whatever, bro. But it's like, take care of yourself, right? Is it gay to take care of yourself? No. So if you need to, every once in a while, like maybe, you know, once every couple months, just to reset, get your hands looking clean, like all these cuticles and stuff that are just pushed up, like I would argue that that looks just as gay because it looks super unkempt. And it's just like, just go in and get freaking pampered, bro. I guess, like, just make it happen like every once in a while. I don't blame you if you don't want to, but I don't necessarily think that you should think that it's gay. Yeah, dude, make it like a thing with your girlfriend if you want. Just say, hey, I'm going to take you to get a manicure, and then just pop in the seat next to her. She'll be like, what? Or just be super confident. She'll be like, yeah, I'm getting a manicure. Yeah, of course. And she won't think it's weird, I promise. She won't say, you're not sacrificing frame, bro. She won't say, this guy's gay. She'll actually probably think it's kind of a little bit cool because you're standing out from everyone else. So take that what you will, argue in the comments. I don't care. But I think at the end of the day, being a G and keeping yourself clean, I think keeping yourself clean is more G than having a manicure is gay. I don't know. It's up to you. To take care of your hands, or your fingernails at least, is super important. Your cuticles. Now your hands, right? You want them to look a little scruffy because you want to be in the gym. You want to have the calluses, and you don't need to, make them look dainty or anything like that. But just for your nails is what I'm saying. So get an easy kit with clippers, tweezers, files, stuff like that, and then use lotion if you need to, just to keep them hydrated. Because we do so many things with our hands, like it's just dry skin, especially in the winter. If you live in like a cold place in the winter, just use some natural lotion just to keep your skin hydrated and stuff like that. But you don't have to, again, be gay about it or anything like that. So yeah. And then Lifestyle Ascension. We go over all of this in Lifestyle Ascension. So this is what I've been trying to tell you guys, is that every single part of your lifestyle that you need to upgrade. Like a lot of you probably didn't know a lot of these things, and you just you're still wearing, the same underwear that you've had for like years in your closet because that's just what you had when you were growing up, and it's like whatever. You're still using the same toothbrush, the Sonicare, right? It's like cycle through these things, get upgrades, right? You're not afraid to upgrade any other part of your life. So why are you afraid to upgrade the actual important things about keeping yourself clean and everything like that? We go over all of this in Lifestyle Ascension, and we have discussions on everything. Maybe you've found some stuff that I don't know about. Maybe you found some stuff that's better. Maybe there's some stuff that I'm completely wrong about. I doubt it because I'm never wrong. But you can talk about that in Lifestyle Ascension, and we can talk about how to upgrade our lifestyle. Part of our lifestyle is grooming. We're being G's here. So that's that. The link is going to be in the description. There you go. And that's it. That's it, boys. So that is what I would recommend. A lot of this, I'm not going to link specific products, but you can do your own research. I would encourage you to take a look at everything that you use and say, okay, do I know what this ingredient is? Yes or no? And is there something else that might be better than this random ingredient that I'm using? So let me know if I'm wrong at all. I don't think I am, at least in my opinion. This is just from trial and error. This is from what I've tried in my life. And talk to me about it in Lifestyle Ascension. I'd be happy to hear what you guys do, what you guys can improve on, or how everything's going. But if you want to get girls at the end of the day, if you want to be a G, if you want to be upkept, you got to get on top of this stuff. So that should be literally everything. And let's do it. Next one that's coming your way is going to be created for tomorrow, and it's going to be a really good one. So I hope you got some value from this. Let's tune in. I didn't know about any of this growing up, so I wish that I had this guide when I was going through puberty and after. I didn't figure this out till a few years ago. So that is when I started experimenting with all this grooming stuff. And that's it, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's freaking get it. Let's kill it. I don't know how I can pump more energy into your brain right now, but if you have any questions, let me know. Follow me on IG, and on to the next one.